Okay, coach chat, 14? 13. Why, you listen to it?
Yep.
Good.
I actually don't know.
I think it's 13 or 14, but it's been a wild ride. Today we're introducing our new Perf coach, Sam Butterworth.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's about fucking time. So Sam's coming on as a new powerlifting coach for us, which we're actually really excited about. Mentored by Steve and myself for different reasons, and I guess we'll start with, where did you start, mate?
As a coach or as a athlete?
As a human being. Well, I can tell a few stories your mum's told me about you at school.
Yeah, no, let's skip that part.
Let's skip that part and go straight to, let's start. Where'd you start as a PT? Because, some of the best coaches, a lot of them start as PTs,
Yeah, so I started as a trainer in a studio in the city. This was a little PT studio. It was like 8, 9, 10 trainers in a room the size of a cardboard box, shoebox. So I basically started there straight out of the certs. For about a year I was there. I was in charge of like all my own lead generation, so I was basically just like hustling on the street with like an A-frame, clipboard at Central Station, just talking to anyone and everyone.
Well, that's how PTs used to grow their business.
Yeah. And it was actually a good, really learning curve because it just taught me like a bit of hustle. Like it was either I do this or I fail, essentially.
Yeah.
And there was definitely like a moment where I almost was like, alright, I cannot stay on this street anymore. You know what I mean? But then like you just all of a sudden had one client come through, another one, and then it just grew from there.
Yeah.
So when I started there, I had a mentor, and he was into powerlifting at the time.
Who's that?
Chris Samuels.
Oh, he was at, I know him, yeah.
Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
He invited me down to his powerlifting gym that he trained at one day.
Yeah.
And then it was partly like to teach me some training and how to actually deadlift.
4 years later.
And then all of a sudden I was doing a comp with him, and then
nice.
Rest is history. That was about 7 years ago.
Yeah, I think what you just said about standing on the corner, hustle, is one of the things that most new people in this industry miss.
Yeah.
I never did it.
You never did it, but you're different. I'm talking about the people that start as PTs.
Yeah.
Because you're an anomaly with the way you started,
Anomaly.
Steve. You're an anomaly. You're not the norm in terms of where it's been. But that's.
Have you ever tried personal training?
Have you ever tried? Yeah.
Have you heard about?
3 sessions. They're 3 sessions for $100.
And you're just on the phone, just dialing, just no answers.
Yeah, and this was like before Instagram, hey? Well, Instagram was around, but
it was very early days.
Instagram wasn't used as a sales tool.
No, it was
the way
more.
it is
Instagram
now.
was more like people posting their photos and like putting a filter on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was like,
Do you know the posting your own food?
Which makes me look fucking old when you say it like that.
The filter, remember the filter where it was like, it was kind of like that washed out grey colour.
Yeah.
That was the earliest filter days.
Either that or like just so saturated.
Yeah.
That was just like different colours.
Yeah. Where only people who did PT were like Gen Pop kind of, wasn't as big as in powerlifting now, where people actually want to go to a PT to do powerlifting.
Yeah.
Back then it was like crazy. So tell me how that moved you through your work life, because now you're at that stage of your career where you want to be just do powerlifting coaching.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that moved you from the side of the street to getting into doing what you're doing now.
Yeah. From that studio I went into a bit more of like a commercial gymmy space, where I have been for like the last 6 or so years, 7 years. And then I think that aligned with my own kind of training and getting more and more deep into powerlifting. I've just realised that it's obviously a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And then I value, the power of strength training.
Yeah.
From an improvement standpoint for myself, and also enjoy coaching it.
Yeah.
So it's just that realisation where this is something that I really want to do, and it's my passion, and I I want to go all in on it.
Yeah. Do you think that, you know, teaching, and this is where Steve's different in terms of how he got into it, but you and I are very similar in how I got into it. I really had valued the face-to-face time with the Gen Pops before I did powerlifting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for my communication that really improved how I communicate face-to-face.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing in terms of my last 7 years is just developing like people skills. Like just being able to like have a conversation with someone for one, but also then the communication in terms of teaching them movement and all the rest. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How do you think you value different, how do you think your communication will change now from working with strictly Gen Pops now coming over to working with athletes?
I think, and this will be a learning curve, but also just, like being more stern when you need to, you know, like treating people a bit more like an athlete instead of just like, you know, Gen Pop coming in to train and talk about their feelings for an hour.
You'll still get that.
You're still gonna get that.
It's part of it. It's also why I do like the job. But like just being more stern and being like, no, you need to do this. This is what you need to be better.
Yeah. I mean, from your end, Steve, because that's how you entered into the industry with online coaching, and being that type of communication comes quite naturally to you.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for him or people who may be transitioning from PT Gen Pop to powerlifting coach?
I think like the biggest thing is just like leading by example.
Yeah.
Because you're an athlete as well.
Yeah.
People aren't just going to come to you for knowledge straight away because they know they could go elsewhere. And you know they know you're starting out. So I think the biggest thing is like you leading by example as an athlete and showing that you know how to do the fucking hard work.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you'll know that you obviously know how to teach it as well, and bring that out in someone.
Yeah.
Because people that you coach will end up like following in your footsteps, kind of thing. You know, if you fart ass around and don't train hard or take it seriously, then you're not going to get any competitive athletes in your roster.
Yeah.
That's basically, I think, the biggest thing. It's just like, leading by example, taking it serious. If you want serious athletes, you're going to take it serious yourself, which you already do, and I know that.
Yeah.
And then that's the type of people that you'll attract.
Yeah.
And that comes from a communication standpoint too, is leading by example in the communication methods you set.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, if you know, as a coach, you know, the biggest thing with communication is time management skills and how you get that across. Like, so if you set the standard straight away that you're either communicating at a really high level, then you're going to have to live up to those standards. But if your standards are at a level where your athletes may expect you to be 20 minutes to half an hour, and then you explain why you're 20 minutes to half an hour late, just let them know. Do you know what I mean? And then that's the standard that you set.
Yeah.
So I guess those two things are probably the biggest thing. Hey man.
Yeah. Communication's huge. Like I'll say nearly every podcast, like coaches that still only check in once a week with athletes, just ain't it.
Yeah.
It's not frequent enough.
Yeah.
It's not hard to fucking check in every day or two.
I think the biggest difference is like, you know, I've still got some Gen Pops that I do general training with, and you will too. The difference is when the athlete signs up, it is more of a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
And expectations are high on that collaborative effort. So if the athlete hasn't responded to your message, it's okay for you to go, boy, you know, give me some communication here. Whereas other you know, training people who are just here for training, you know, they might miss your message and you'll be like, hey, you know, hey, are you still on for next week?
Like standing on the corner.
Cold as corner.
How do you think you're going to bring your mindset from your training into your coaching? Because coaching is a mindset experience as well.
Yeah. I think one thing I've really adopted with my own training, and I said this in a podcast I've done previously on my Instagram, in terms of just like showing up and then just treating it as a process, you know, like good days and bad days are going to come, but if you just keep rocking up, you know, you're going to make progress in the long term.
Yeah.
And then I think just having that as a big kind of core value in my coaching.
Yeah.
Like don't fucking fret on bad days.
Yeah.
Don't stress over it, it's all good. another day's going to come and you're going to go be in the gym and you'll be working on yourself again.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one big mindset thing that I'll probably adopt with a lot. I probably will adopt with a lot of my athletes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't fucking matter if you had one bad bench session.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have 200 more in the year.
I think.
Like, just
Yeah.
hit it next.
And then as coaching, it's okay for you to say to your athletes, I'm having a bad day today. You know what I mean? Like for me, I'm happy to say, look, I'm having a bad day today. I'm going to voice message you this. I'm going to leave this for a bit. I'll get back to you when I'm in a better headspace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that conversation's a big one to have with athletes as well as a coach, like understanding that just keep showing up.
Yeah.
I think like you're in a very similar position to me where I guess when like 5 years ago, neither of us were close to the top of our weight class.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And the only reason, well, not the only reason, obviously we worked hard to get to where we are now, but we're both at the top of our weight class. And that's because we've seen so many fucking people just drop off.
Come in, come out.
They just go, like, you know, like we could rattle off names, sit here and I could rattle off like 10 names that were above me, and now I got none.
Yeah.
Because they've just gone. Like, we just kept hanging around, we just stuck to the process, we kept showing up, we kept training.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have that conversation early with someone saying like, honestly, you'll get to the top because if you just hang around and keep going, it's almost inevitable.
Yeah.
But also, like, time moves so fucking fast, you know? Like, that 3, 4, 5 years of work, it goes like that.
Yeah.
So, like, before you know it, you are lifting shit you never thought you could.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's purely just by showing up.
Yeah,
every
but I
day.
think one of the biggest things that you two both have in common is hurdles in getting through. Like, you broke your arm.
Yeah.
Your state's performance last year was... But that was us. Like, that was both of those experiences have made you guys better lifters and better coaches. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and that was definitely a moment, that States last year, where, you know, I felt like I was kind of plateauing a bit. I was like, fuck, how much more like work can I actually do? And I was like, is this actually the strongest
I'm ever gonna
get? And it was a moment where like, is this it? Am I gonna be able to keep powerlifting? I think I'm kind of at the tail end.
Yeah.
But it was just, you know, having that kind of mental resilience to be like, no, I gotta keep going. And then all of a sudden, you bang, you're pushing through again.
Yeah.
Which is why that 300 squat was such a big moment, because I felt like I was bang at that another level again.
Yeah.
And just like kind of breaking through, and then, all right, we're here now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go again.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, coaching in a career sense is pretty similar, because you might, like, when you plateaued, I felt my coaching had plateaued.
Yeah.
Because you were like my first client, real powerlifting client.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm like, fuck, is this how good I'm gonna get? Like, what do I do? What do we do? You know what I mean? So it's the same, like learning and stuff, hey? Like, you just gotta keep going and keep learning. And I guess that's for you one of the biggest things that is gonna happen with your career now moving into powerlifting is you got a lot to learn.
Oh, for sure. And I, you know, I definitely understand that. That's obviously part of the reason why I want to make this move.
Yeah.
Just to soak up and be a part of a team that I see are ahead of the game in terms of, you know, knowledge and education and the way, you know, we approach things in terms of programming and movement and all the rest. So yeah, for sure. And it's also good, like I want to have that feeling of, you know, being uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because that's what's obviously going to push the growth too, like just chuck me straight in.
Yep.
And that's going to force me to learn and adapt from there, you know?
Yeah.
That's one of the best ways to learn, hey?
Yeah.
Is just jumping straight in going, I don't know what
Simple
the fuck I am
thing.
doing right now.
It's like, smile and wave. Smile and wave.
Fake it till you make it. That's, no, seriously.
Yeah.
That's it. Fake it till you make it. Like, it really is. Like, if you don't know, the only way, you know, too many people live in their comfort zone these days.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if you don't know how strong you can make someone until you actually try to keep making them stronger in different ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, which a lot of people do, you're going to get the same result, no matter what.
Definition of insanity, right?
Yeah. So why you choose Perth?
Well, yeah, that kind of rolls into what I was just kind of saying. You know, like, I've obviously been, you know, an athlete with you guys for, what is it now? 4
years?
Four,
5 years?
5
No,
years.
I'm going to make a 5-year shirt soon.
Ooh.
5 years at Perth. There's a lot of people that have been at Perth for 5 years.
Yeah.
There's at least 15 people.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Get like a star.
Yeah, it's going to be happy 5 years. You've been at Perth 5 years.
Get a star on
Yeah, so
the shirt.
what do you think is different about what attracts you to this coaching team? Because even recently I've had one of my athletes tell me that our coaching team seems like we work really well as a unit.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what that looks like from the outside for you, because I'm the one who's in the thick of it.
I think like the biggest thing, and obviously it's part of it because we've been through so much in terms of ups and downs in programming and that, but I think I just appreciate the constant like innovation to want to know more and learn more.
Yeah.
And try new things, and like, it's like, no, this isn't enough, we've got to, do more with that athlete. How can we keep constantly improving it?
Yeah.
So I think I've always appreciated that in terms of, you for one being my coach, but obviously the whole team as well, like always coming out with, I wouldn't say research, but, new things you found, or in terms of biomechanics and programming methods. And I think I've always appreciated that as an athlete, because it just shows me that, you care, you have a genuine interest to try and constantly improve. So that was a big thing that I've noticed. And then obviously just like training on the gym floor, just everyone working together, like it has that real kind of, without being too cheesy, kind of family vibe, like
family daycare.
Daycare's in Sydney.
Everyone's working as one team. Yeah. It's not just I'm working with Kelly and then someone's working with Steve and then that's it. We're all well, no, us. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Until someone's gonna hit a top set, it's like, don't fucking talk to them.
Get the runway out and start pacing.
And then on.
So that's obviously a part of the big reason.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've always wanted is for not section off roles in the business, but work to our strengths.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important. We always work to our strengths here, and it's okay to say, hey, I need help. That's one of the biggest things is, for me, if I need help with something, I have no problem asking.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps teams going and keeps teams going ahead, because we don't have a problem with giving each other help or asking for help. That's one of the major things. And that's like, I think for people changing careers and especially changing jobs in the fitness industry, a lot of people get out of the fitness industry because they're like, oh, well, don't like it anymore, I'm leaving. They don't really know how to mesh their job into something that makes them happy. And so like, I want to be able to provide that for everyone here at Perth. And I think we provide that really well for our athletes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we do for our athletes, so it's really important to do it for people who work here too, like, to have different sections of the business where we can go and say, hey, I've got problems with XYZ. Because I don't expect us, Steve and I have talked about this recently, I don't expect all the coaches to be really good at rehab and really good at movement and really good at programming. It doesn't happen. Yeah. You physically as a human can't do that. Yeah. So I think that's probably one of the major things different about working here. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah, 100%. If you try, it's like trying to take too many pieces of something. If you try and get too much, I said it before.
Too many hats.
Yeah, too many hats. You
Jack of all trades, master of none.
That's exactly what will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like performance and rehab, even though like it's in the brand name, coaches do try and mix it too much in terms of being able to be good at both.
Yeah.
And like, in my view, performance is an art form and programming wise, and so is rehab. So it's super hard to get results off both of those while doing it at the same time. Yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You can work through niggles.
Yeah, for sure.
But fuck, it's hard to actually predict performance.
Yeah, and you only really need to be through one kind of phase at a time, really. Yeah. If you're doing rehab, you've genuinely got an issue going on.
Yeah.
If we're just training through a little bit of pain, usually we can work around it while still just training for performance at the same time.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So you started with me in 2018 because you couldn't even bodyweight squat.
Fuck off.
I get so fucking knee.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was shit.
I thought you meant like technique-wise. Fucking hell.
She had a sore knee.
Yeah, so I was just flogging myself for about a year and a half. Just flogging the shit out of myself. Like, just flogging my knee. Just
knees out.
Yeah, knees out.
I'm too tall. I'm gonna push my knees out.
Yeah, and like to the point where it really affected like day-to-day life. Like I couldn't even just like knee on the ground with a client. I couldn't climb stairs. It was fucking killing me.
Yeah.
So I think I did like a shout out on Instagram, and someone referred me to you, and so we started training together to rehab that knee.
Yeah.
So at the time I was a 105er, dripping wet.
From every weight cut.
So I think I was like 250-ish squat,
150 bench.
150-ish bench,
and 280 deadlift. Yeah.
That was probably the halfway point. When I very first started, I was like a 210 squat, 120, 125 bench,
Yep.
250 deadlift.
Yeah.
And then now, so at 300 squat, 185 comp bench, and 337 gym deadlift.
I dropped 340.
340.
Redemption.
I dropped 340. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
Been through it all, really.
Yeah. So tell us how your goals have changed from first being I just want to get better and lift better to now I want to go to Worlds.
Yeah. So when I very first started, it's obviously just like, you go all in on trying to be better at, squat, bench, deadlift, and you have these targets that you set, but you're really just trying to be stronger. Whereas now it's definitely transitioned to like, oh shit, I'm finally getting towards the top in terms of, nationally in my weight class, but also heading towards Worlds where I feel like I can really have a crack in terms of like, top 10, top 5. So definitely like taking it more seriously for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've realised how close I am, and that's obviously driving me even more.
Yeah.
After I've realised I'm so close. So just taking it more serious, to be honest.
Yeah. What's some tips for taking it more serious? What does that mean? Because a lot of people go, I take it serious.
Yeah.
Missed the session this week. Like what's the tips?
Well, exactly that, right? Like no fucking missed sessions. Like you do whatever it takes to get your training in. Plan other factors in other life around your training. Like really make it a priority.
Yeah.
If it's something that you really want to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in a position where we can do that as coaches in terms of time schedule, but
yeah.
Even if you work, a normal kind of standard hour.
I fucking did it.
Office hours, you make it work.
When you're butchering.
Yeah.
Like so treating it as an actual priority, like it's a sport and you want to be better at it.
Yeah.
Sleep, food, like, hiring someone to look at your nutrition, recovery, getting tune-ups periodically when you need.
Yeah.
All those little things.
One of the biggest things for you was confidence and mindset, though.
Yeah.
Like, that knee injury really took it out of you for a fair couple of years.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So having a confidence to be like, nah, my body can do this.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think I noticed that the most at States, to be honest, like before my opener squat.
The States just gone?
Just
that
gone.
was a really good performance.
Like, I remember, they were getting the bar loaded and I was at the chalk bowl. And I remember just having this smoke on my face, I was just full confidence.
I know! You were like, he was like him.
I was like, let's
fucking load it! You were like, let's go!
For lack of a better term, let's fucking go. I was ready.
Yeah.
I just felt so confident. There wasn't one bit of doubt in my mind, whereas previously, I obviously looking towards the knee, it was I don't want to fucking do do this
I don't want
squat,
to do it. It's a long way up.
It's gonna feel heavy.
Oh, where do my knees go? Am I tipping too much? You know what I mean? What's my cues again?
Whereas now it's like, it's just
put it on my back.
Put it on my back and I'll get it done, you know. So that's been massive, and I noticed that at States last comp, and that's the first time I probably felt that pure confidence in my ability.
Yeah.
And it showed, because 300 flew up for a third attempt, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even previously, like the Brisbane Open, I think we opened at 260.
Yeah.
And I did that 280 third attempt.
Yeah.
I was fucking shitting bricks. You know what I mean? Because all I could think about was like, oh, this is 20 kilos more than I've ever done, because I think we opened on 260 with my current PB.
Yeah.
So my second attempt was 270, which is like 10 kilos up.
No. I jumped from 260 to 280. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. I think I jumped.
Open a light.
No, the open was light, and I jumped
from
from 260 to 280, and there wasn't another kilo in it.
Yeah. And I remember like just walking out, just going.
Yeah, you shook the way up and down. And the thing, and I think one of the biggest things for you is you plateaued after that. You didn't hit 280. You didn't hit past 280 again until States.
That's what I mean. That's
that
why
was 2 year plateau.
Yeah, that's where I was kind of starting to think, oh shit, I think this is it.
Yeah.
Which got hard mentally.
Yeah.
Hard, you know. Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make you a better coach for the tall, lanky boys?
Yeah.
Because I think that your programming, and we've really come along with that based on your leverages.
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely really cracked the code like the last 12 months. As you could say, yeah.
Give some tips to the tall fellas out here, out there. It seems like
yeah. It's a long way up.
It's a long way up.
So yeah, we just got to adjust load and track fatigue throughout each block, because obviously we can reach fatigue a lot quicker than others, especially as you get stronger too, you know, like when you start, as you get stronger and you get those adaptations, you start lifting more loads, so you've got to constantly be looking at your fatigue levels and managing load for the program, you know, with drop sets and caps and not pushing too hard too early. Yeah. Because you just run into a wall.
Yeah. But going back to that though, I think I'll mention on this because this is something that Steve's talked about a bit. You've learned how to manage your own fatigue.
Yeah.
Last block showed me that a lot because you used to go, I'm tired, oh no. You know what I mean? Oh no, I'm tired. Whereas now it was like, I'm fucking so tired, but let's go.
Yeah.
Being able to understand that's probably a big one.
Yeah.
For the lanky boys too, because it is a long way, like long way up, long way down. If you're tired, that's even going to be even harder.
Yeah.
You know? But having that mindset around, okay, I'm here, we're tired, but that's the part of the process.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, mate? Anything to add to that?
No, yeah. Just understanding that. We get tired, you got to keep going. But it's also like, it's different for me, obviously.
Yeah.
I can fucking do anything.
He's talking about his size.
My body's just kind of resilient. I don't have to move
as far.
Nowhere near as far. I don't get as tired.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as easily as someone like yourself. Like.
Yeah.
I move the bar half as far. I pull sumo, I squat wide.
Yeah.
There's not much to it. And I've just gotten, stronger there.
Yeah.
Takes quite a while for me to actually feel any sort of fatigue, to be honest, until I get to like when I'm really starting to ramp things or I've ramped things too long. Then I start to feel fatigue, and then it's just like.
Yeah, whereas you've got a window of 3 weeks.
I was gonna say, I think.
It's bigger than what it used to be. It used to be too, like, very small.
For me, like, I don't really feel it, and then you'll give me the warning, and I'm like, no, I'm good, and then all of a sudden, next week I'm dog shit.
Yeah.
So, it comes out of nowhere. Yeah. But obviously you got to track that with your program and look at where you do hit that point. Yeah. So you can know for the future. Yeah. And listen to your coach. Do you find programming people that are harder to get tired harder or easier to get tired harder? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. So like, do I find it easier to work with someone who I can keep pushing, or someone like
Have to keep monitoring and pulling back.
Do I say it? It depends.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I mean by that is how responsive someone is the brunt of the whole job.
Yeah.
If someone can, if they monitor their fatigue, they let me know that they're tired, no matter how big they are, how small they are, how much fatigue they have. If they're open to communicating and they let me know, like, okay, like, Steve, I feel really tired this week. I'm starting to feel a bit run down, sleep's a bit off.
Yeah.
Schedule just feels whack. Things feel heavy. Then I know.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite, unless it's like we have, comp schedules lined up, I'm quite reactive with deloading.
Yeah.
And then I'll program the deload moving forward, and then we just kick off momentum straight away, just by dialing back a little bit.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't communicate that, I've got no fucking idea. I'll just be like, oh, that was a bit slow than usual.
How's it feel? I don't know.
Yeah, how's it feel? And sometimes they're gonna be prodded then, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I feel this, I feel that." And man, like you could have let me know that last week because this week could have been a deload, Or this week could have been that week where we just, we kick things off.
I think people are scared to say, it feels heavy or I'm tired, in fear of they're gonna get weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. Is that what you were? You were scared to be tired because you felt like you're gonna get weaker, or it made you feel weaker, so then you were scared you were gonna get weaker.
I don't want to say like letting you down as a coach, but it's almost like, you hear me out. No, like I don't know, you just want to go, no, I'm good.
I'm good for a coach. I'm good for a coach. Yeah, until you know.
Yeah. Because then, if I feel like if I, like towards the end of last block, we were trying to aim for that 280 double, and then it got to the triple and squat. Yeah. And we got to that 275, and we realised that was going to be it. Yeah. Part of me was like, I really want to do 280 for Kelly. And for myself. But I wanted to do it for myself as a milestone, but also didn't want to
Soapy over here.
But no, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
We set these targets, and then obviously there was some external factors involved, and I hit fatigue a little bit earlier than normal. Yeah. But part of me was like, fuck, I shouldn't have let that happen. I wanted to do that 280. Yeah.
That's okay, mate. We'll just set another target.
Yeah.
Do it this block.
We go again.
300 double. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So starting with Perf as coaching. What are your goals? So where do you see, this is the fucking hardest question to answer, but where do you see yourself going here?
Yeah. First of all, just soaking it all up. I want to be a sponge and learn from, everyone on the team. Yeah. That's obviously going to be that initial kind of period. Team long and strong, baby.
All the big boys, all the big skinny boys are coming to you.
I want to work with, me. Obviously, not going to be the only client, but, me 5 years ago, because I've been through all those problems, I can relate to all the problems I've been through. I want to fast track that process with people like myself 5 years ago and be like, no, this is what we're doing. We're going to get you there even quicker because I've been through it.
Absolutely insane. So when you first started with me, if I had you now, how quickly I could get through that problem. Yeah. Because we just didn't have the knowledge in terms of how to actually work with patella issues. Yeah. Whereas now it would be so much easier. Yeah. So I think you're coming in a great spot, really.
Yeah. So that's part of it. I think definitely just reaching all corners of the globe, really. It's a really cool thing that we're in a position where we can really help people all the way around the world. Especially now with the online coaching and how easily accessible it is now. I think that's something really cool, and I want to help as many people as possible wherever they are in the world. Yeah.
What do you think? Like you said, you want to soak it up and be a sponge and stuff like that with all the learning, but what are you going to hone in on first?
I think what I've learned a lot with Steve. And you as well, but definitely in these first few weeks, just the importance of communication, and using communication to drive a lot of, you know, the programming and work you do with that client. Like, essentially, like, the athlete can give you all the information, and then you take that information and you work with it.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, prioritizing communication, making sure I'm, you know, asking the right questions, responding quick enough, you know, being available, and really using that to drive the way I react and program and help people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely going to be, because it's different to what I've been doing with PT, you know, where it is that you see him once a week.
Yeah.
You don't really talk to him that often throughout the week.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a bit of a change, and I really want to make that something I really focus on and get fucking good at.
Yep. What do you think is going to be the biggest struggle for you in the next 6 to 12 months?
I think one thing will just be now blending training with my workspace. From a time management point of view, so like just being able to, because now when I train, it's my time, I'm not really doing much else. So being available, responding to clients, working whilst I'm training, I think will be a bit of a shift and something I'll get used to. That's probably going to be the biggest challenge, to be honest.
Switching off is probably the biggest challenge with online coaching in general.
And also, like, just having the confidence, you know, like, I can help you, you know. You know, obviously we've discussed it before, but imposter syndrome's real, and I think just coming in here and being, I can fucking help you get strong, you know. And just having the confidence with that. Yeah,
that's a really good tip actually. Imposter syndrome is real, unless you are Steve. He's told me before. Do you get imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, alright. What did you tell me? You told me something that you don't. Oh, I asked you once if you get doubts about getting results, and you said, nah, I don't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I trust it enough now that, like... as long as, like, obviously we go back on the communication. If the communication is there, then I trust everything enough that, like, we're going to get through something. If it's not there, then fuck. It's not like I'm doubting like my ability or the job. I'm just like, I can't do anything, and there's not... That
is one of the biggest things I learned from you, because I used to get, when the communication wasn't there on both ends, I used to put pressure on myself to still get results. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's been the biggest change for me, is that if I'm not getting what I need back from communication, I can't put pressure on myself to get results, because I can't pick results out of thin air.
No, exactly.
That's what I used to get imposter syndrome over. And now I don't, because it would make me change things.
Yeah, and it's just because the athlete's not living up to their end of the bargain. Which makes it really hard. Then you would start to doubt yourself. Obviously, 100%. Because you're like, I'm not getting the results I should be getting, but then it's like, but they didn't tell me that they got on the fucking piss all last week.
They skipped sessions. Haven't filled in their spreadsheet, haven't sent you videos, don't tell you if they're tired. I can go on and go on and go on. But saying that anyway, imposter syndrome is real, man. You're gonna have it the whole way through. It never goes away. So, you know, it's in the industry. And it just is, because it is an industry where you need to keep getting better at your job if you want to keep getting more clients.
For sure.
You know, like, it's just the way it is. Or reaching more people, or getting results, not even getting more clients, getting results with the clients you already have. Because for me, getting results with someone like you is the hardest work of my job, because it's been around for 4 years. So we have to keep going and keep changing and keep making sure that we're doing different things, you know?
And that's like, goes back to what I said before, is, and I really appreciate that from an athlete standpoint. From you as a coach and the Perf Motion team, because I could see that you were constantly going to try new things and problem solve. So cool. Awesome. Well, good luck good luck being on the team. Good luck to you, sir.
Corner over there.
Get me on the A-frame.
You've been the poster boy of the team for that long anyway, you may as well be on it.
Get me a fucking A-frame, I'll get on Lee Street.
Anyone want to do coaching with me?
I'll start flipping the fucking and finger foam thing up from the IGA
I think you won't have much success over there.
with all the other characters.
Alright, what I was going to say is welcome to the team, man.
Thank you,
I think you're gonna do a really good job.
Thanks.
So if
If
anyone's listening, thinking about jumping on with coaching, Sam's taking on clients now. He is going to be a fantastic coach, new coach moving into the industry for sure. Thanks, man.
Sweet, thank you very much.
Thank you.